anyway. I'm not good at those. As I watch Cam Newton in this ridiculous outfit, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, Charlie, I'm sidetracked, but that guy with that, you were the baddest dude in college football, maybe top 3 ever. What are you, when you look at like a circus clown? What is wrong with him? Dude, you just have to wear a T-shirt and some sweats, man. You are bad. I mean, stop. But anyway, Rocca Pizzeria. And I was talking to some friends last night, some neighbors, and they talk about, their high school girl loves the Rocca Pizzeria. And listen, man, you get it hot over here. Eat it hot right out the oven. It's a Neapolitan style where it's very thin. You can have pizza where you don't have to roll out of. It's the antithesis of the Due or the Uno Chicago style deep dish pizza. It's over here at Rocca. We always split a pizza when we're done. So combined season, there's many more things to eat. You know that pesto pasta salad. How about the chicken cutlet sandwich on the sesame seed French or Italian bread, locally produced bread? Talk about good. They got a lot of stuff. Our cocktails are great, man. They handcrafted cocktails, and we see them doing the prep work, huh, Charlie? They do a lot of prep work for their specialty cocktails. And our happy hour is Tuesday to Friday over here at Rocca, 2 until 6 p.m., Tuesday through Friday. Half all house cocktails, draft beer, and glasses of wine here at Rocca Pizzeria. But at Rocca Pizzeria is a whole lot more besides that great Neapolitan pizza.
Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Hi, this is Gordy Rush inviting you to elevate brand visibility and ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Introducing Guarantee Media Digital. Secure your free digital audit now at guaranteemedia.com.
With cold weather coming, don't let your home go dark. Protect your family with a Generac home standby generator from Boudreaux's Electric. We'll keep your lights on and your family warm. Call 225-300-9389 or visit BoudreauxElectric.com.
I took control.
I took control. We took control.
This is Chris Medine with Medine's Collision Center. Auto accidents can be overwhelming. Crucial decisions are made instantly, like where to take your car for body repair.
But doesn't my insurance company recommend a collision shop?
It's your right to choose a collision center. Don't let anyone push you around.
Medine's not only repaired my car, but restored my confidence.
Log on to MedineCollision.com and read our latest blog. We are your accident advisors. Remember,
take control. Choose Medine's. Stretch your grocery dollar at your High Neighbor supermarkets. USDA Select T-bone steak, $7.99 a pound. Lean St. Louis style pork ribs, $2.49 a pound. Snow crab leg cluster, $7.99 a pound. Farm fresh extra large green bell peppers, 2 for $1. Oh yeah, we've got them. Those scrumptious king cakes. Hattie Fryer, tell us about the 3 Ps at High Neighbor.
The prices, the people, and the products.
High Neighbor, be a money saver. High Neighbor.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Hey, Baton Rouge's Hunt. Here's your chance to win a big game experience to watch the big game in New Orleans. You can earn entries daily now through January 25th at LeBear's Baton Rouge by following on social media. Activate your entries and be present to win between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Saturday, January 25th. 5 winners every 30 minutes from 5 p.m. to 8:30 will win $250 in pin slot play. And at 9 p.m., 1 winner will be drawn to win a big game experience for 2. Must be 21 to enter.
the Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, downtown facing Town Square. At Jolie Pearl, we're pretty shucking good. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street to now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
It's freezing outside. Are your pipes okay? Central Plumbing is ready to repair any freeze breaks. Central Plumbing available 24/7, 365. Visit centralplumbing.org or call 925-8552. Central Plumbing, keeping your home safe and warm.
Christmas carols with Jake and James of Trash Rangers.
Frosty the Trash Man, call Trash Rangers.
Good Lord.
I can't believe y'all made me do this.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Shows available on demand, LouisianaSports.net, 104.5 ESPN.com. I have a new podcast up on next week, the Handicast. You can check out the video of the guys at LSU got in the transfer portal on the last one, and we'll be back. Got weathered this week a little bit with our operation, so we'll be back with that on Monday. Hadn't been with you since Monday because of the weather, but they did play a football game on Monday night. Ohio State wins the national championship by 11 points over Notre Dame. Game after Notre Dame took the opening kickoff, and it got exactly what Marcus Freeman could have asked for. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you're like, but you know what a great way to start this game would be? We're just going to take the ball. We're going to go down the field. We're going to soak up most of the first quarter. We're going to score a touchdown, and we're going to be up 7-0. He got that. And from that point until
Which Super Bowl did that game plan remind you of?
That game plan
should be an easy one for you.
I thought a little bit about Denver, Washington, when Denver took that 10-0 lead in the first quarter, and Washington.
No, the game. No.
In the second quarter, Doug Williams.
No, a ball control team, excellent on third down. Keep in mind they had to convert 2 fourth downs on that drive, but just chewing up the clock and shortening the game against a much more explosive offense.
Oh gosh, you kind of catching me flat-footed here. The Denver one was the one I thought of first. Give it to me.
Giants Buffalo.
Oh yeah,
Hostetler was unbelievable on third down. It was just chewing up the clock. They
kept the ball for over 40 minutes in that game.
Yeah. Buffalo was a considerable favorite in that game.
But from that point, after the first drive, Ohio State was in complete control of the game from that point all the way until
31 straight.
Yeah, until Ibuka's fumble, which gave Notre Dame a glimmer of hope in the fourth quarter. Ohio State completely dominated the game on both sides.
Yeah, it was, Ohio State cleaned up their messy habits, of what they showed against Texas. And we talked about how they took the opening drive down the field, but the next 3 drives in the first half and the fourth in the second half, the penalty yardage was the difference in them extending the drive or punting. And guess what? Well, they didn't have. They went down the field and tied up 7-7, which much more ease. And I think that kind of slapped little brother, up beside the head. So yeah, that's impressive, but these yards are way easier. And it just and maybe they got a little panicky. I just thought it was a psychological blow, because they didn't have any penalties. And all of a sudden, they started having some penalties. And Notre Dame is not an offense that's going to overcome penalties in this matchup. But Ohio State eliminated theirs. The next possession, touchdown, no penalties. The third possession, 14-7. The third possession, no penalties, touchdown. The fourth possession, touchdown, no penalties. They get the turnover, or the turnover on downs. I think it's when the fake punt was 31-7.
That was the first drive of the second half for Notre Dame.
And, that's like, okay, we know you practices. We know you used it. But they're not stopping Riley Leonard on the quarterback power on 4th and short. Just run that. I mean, you can use that later. You're not catching anybody by surprise down 31-7 and punting when you haven't stopped it. But what happened when they got the ball right there, Charles? They had a penalty. Guess what? They had to kick a field goal. And so at that point, I thought Ohio State lost their focus in their killer instinct.
They were up 31-7, and Notre Dame did not have a first down since that first drive.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, they were 3 and out every time.
Yeah.
Wow.
4 and out with the punt. But, they didn't have a first down, so you had completely dominated the game. And, they lost.
I didn't recall that. Even more so.
So,
but they but Riley Leonard plays a lot of heart. I think this team plays a lot of heart. They're going to have some pros, but they don't compare. Their roster is it's better, but it's not that much better than what Brian Kelly had. Okay, they're better, but it's still this Notre Dame team would have had troubles against the 2 Alabama teams they played deep into the playoffs and the Clemson team. They would not have won those games, but they don't quit and they play hard. Yeah. They weren't the better roster when they played Penn State. Penn State's controlling a line of scrimmage and still came back and won the game.
They were at a quarterback.
Now the quarterback. That was a big mismatch there. But it's and I'm kind of like, wait a minute, Notre Dame moral victory. I'm hearing a lot of that. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just you won 3 playoff games. I can't give them too much credit for beating Indiana at home when they're playing nothing but for a moral victory. You're not even going for it at that juncture of the game, but. The best team, the best roster won. It's crazy that the spread for most people was 8.5 or 9 or even 9.5 that day. And the 2 2-point conversions, I mean, you needed Notre Dame to play one play of defense to cover. One play. Because they just ran in the line, not -1 on 2 plays, 3rd down. And then when they got down there, they ran in the line, they ran the ball again. They weren't even trying to do anything. One play, you could have given up 30 yards, 35, 28, 27. You couldn't give up 60. Were you surprised he kicked it?
Yeah, because I didn't
think there's more of a chance of them block scooping and scoring than going 85 yards in a 2-point conversion.
I wouldn't have left it up. I would have left the issue up to my defense that had played that entire game. Okay, I was surprised that Ohio State kicked it. I was surprised that Notre Dame tried to field goal 2 possessions, the possession before that. But yeah, I would have left that issue up to my defense, which for most of the game had been dominant. I was also surprised that they threw a deep ball on the 3rd down.
That wasn't a call. I mean, you go up to the line. There's no way on 3rd and 11. I'm like, hey, we're throwing a fly, but
But that's one of those. It's a player, not the play. You see Jeremiah.
That's poor by Freeman. Come on, man. You can't leave that guy by himself. There was like an orange cone out there against the most gifted receiver.
He makes a calculated gamble there. He says Ohio State's going to run the football and punch.
Charlie, it's an automatic.
Yeah.
That was not the play when they broke the huddle.
And
there's no way.
He makes a calculated gamble and it backfired on him because they see Jeremiah Smith in man coverage and say, we'll take that all day.
You could still bring pressure and leave a safety.
You could have.
I mean, zero man.
And it's not without risk. It's not like Howard is guaranteed to put a 50-yard pass on the money, or that Smith may not. Well, he's not going to drop very many, but you still got an outside chance there. He thought they were going to run the football, and actually, I kind of did too. I thought that it was 3rd and 11. I thought they might try a safe run there.
That may have been the call, but
it may very well have been.
But I mean, when you come up to that line, is Burrow not going to throw the ball to Chase right there?
Sure.
Of course,
he said every time.
Now, Will Howard's not Joe Burrow, but damn it, I mean that matchup is the same.
Yeah, no, it is. When you got the most talented guy on the field. Here's the thing: the big picture for just a second. Notre Dame is better than those playoff teams that got there before. I mean, you can't just discount. They beat Penn State. Were they better? No, but they won the game. Were they better? Would they beat Georgia?
Was it those Kelly teams beating Penn State? They were better than Penn State. They were in the national championship game.
They were. They beat everybody.
They were in the Final Four.
I think the bigger difference is that the national champion this year and probably last year not as good as those dominant championship teams for Ohio State, Alabama, certainly not 19 LSU. the transfer portal has diluted the depth.
This Ohio State team's not as good as those teams?
I don't think so.
Oh, I think they're really close.
I think they've got a lot of talent, but
LSU's the most decorated team in the world. And I hate to bring out the fan, because a lot of fans get upset, but now they're saying the most top 5 teams. Well, they're taking into both. They're taking when they played them, they were top 5, and then if they finished in the top 5, so they're taking both. You can't have both.
He also played 16 games, so you got a little bit more of a.
But LSU played more, but they played 7
15.
top 10 teams at the time, and 4 that finished in the top 10, and 6 that finished in the top 13. That's pretty damn good. And
I'm not even trying to compare to 19 LSU, but some of those other championship teams that had been together, the Clemson national championship teams, that Ohio State national championship.
This team's really good.
They lost 2.
I understand.
They lost 2.
I understand.
I don't.
No, but so they don't. They're not in that conversation when you lose 2.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as if you think they're bad, no, they lost 2, and so these teams are undefeated, and we're looking at their schedule. But
talent-wise, yes, they are as good. Continuity and depth, they're not.
Well, when did they get better? When did they elevate their game?
In the playoffs.
Yes.
In the playoffs.
And they're not even in the playoffs last year.
That's right.
Ryan Day's fired in all likelihood last year.
Last year's
we thought this was the
James.
We thought this was the James Franklin inclusion format. No, this is Ryan Day get an extension and a raise instead of getting fired.
This team doesn't make the playoffs in a 14 format this year.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. They don't get there.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you said last year, but yeah, I got it. We're saying the same thing.
Last year's format, Charlie.
Yes,
I know we've been off for a couple of days, and I've been out of practice, but I understand. But then the thing is, here's the deal. We have 3 in a 14 playoff. We have 3 games, best teams in the country with everything on the line. Now we have 11. Okay. With a 12 team. And if they go to 14, we'll have 13. If they go to 16, we'll have 15. And I'm all about that. But this made that Ohio State-Michigan game, Zippo was at stake.
Tell them that. You're right as far as the playoffs go. But
what would you rather do? You'd rather beat Michigan or you'd rather win the national championship?
You're asking me or you're asking Joe, Ohio State fan? Because some of those guys might answer the other way. They shouldn't. It's stupid.
Right now, you telling me they'll take the Michigan win to give up the ring? Come on, you're not that. Come on. You're going to try and test me on me.
I'm not that. Do I think that? No. Okay.
You tell me one Ohio State fan says, I'll give up the ring and take the Michigan win. You think one?
Yeah, I think I can find one.
Okay, one.
I did.
I'll tell you what I did say. Screw all these guys that showed up because they outnumbered them almost 2-1, 60-40, whatever, in Atlanta. Oh, they're all in there. Oh, but Notre Dame, Tennessee had as many people in your place as Notre Dame had in Atlanta for the Natty.
Opinions changed on Ryan Day in the last month.
Well, but it allows the more talented teams misses.
Yeah.
And this was this was a more talented team. They were the most. Nobody's arguing that. And they got a mulligan. They got a mulligan. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060. Full service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service is what you get when you call 296-0060. Buying, building, refinancing. Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Collada, Michael Platt. Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds, 296-0060.
Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
There are trucks, then there's the truck. GMC Sierra, with available features like the V8 engine, the ultimate luxury interior, and of course, the available world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra.
Hey, Dwayne Colucci here. Do you have that number on the sheet, or does Jimmy need to send it to you?
No, I got it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Come take a test drive today and see for yourself. We are professional grade GMC.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Picture your dream bathroom. Got it? How about making it happen with David Duvall and One Bath and Closets? For more than 3 decades, David's been remodeling homes with a concentration on the most popular room in your home, your bathroom, whether it's a tub to shower conversion or a complete renovation. The great thing about One Bath and Closets is that David handles everything. One company, one contractor, One Bath and Closets. Check out the gallery of his most recent projects and schedule your free in-home consultation online at onebathandclosets.com. That's onebathandclosets.com.
Shop can't miss deals going on now during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. For a limited time, get a free adjustable stand when you buy a DeWalt 12-inch miter saw. That's a $229 value. Plus, save $680 on a Midea 4-piece kitchen appliance suite. Now just $17.96. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 113 through 124. Cannot be combined with additional discounts while supplies last. See store at Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call thegrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
New year, new you, new voice. Won't you be the voice of change for a child? This is Sherry Beal, Board Chair for Child Advocacy Services, and we are looking for volunteers through our CASA program. CASA volunteers are everyday citizens who are trained to advocate for children. Over 100 children in our community are waiting for you to be their voice. Visit childadv.net or call 1-800-798-1575 to learn how you can be the change for a child.
Respect isn't something that's just given, it's earned. It comes from having experience and possessing knowledge that can be passed on to the next generation. Jim's Firearms.
Jake and James here from Trash Rangers of Louisiana. New year, new trash service. Get started for as low as $13.95 a month. TrashRangers.com.
Brandon Holly here. You want a company that has a true lifetime warranty? ReliefWindows.com, baby.
It's time. It's now Colucci time. Dwayne Colucci is back to give his best picks on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh, man, I miss this guy. Where you at, Colucci? How you doing, buddy?
Jimmy, how you doing, my buddy? How's everything going in snowy New Orleans and Baton Rouge? I can't believe it.
Dude,
it's a beautiful sunshine.
I mean, I'm shoveling snow off my Chase lounges by the pool. I mean, you know, like it looks like I'm in Orchard Park. I mean, this was, and look, listen, this wasn't like an icy. This was great powder skiing snow, man. I mean, it was
I know.
No,
there was a guy on Bourbon Street skating. That was the best with the stick and the puck.
yeah, that was Canal. That was Canal Street. That was Canal Street. So yeah,
okay,
yes,
that was unbelievable.
yeah, yes,
I
yeah, I know. Hey, well, we, you know, with the Pac-12 dissolving, this was college basketball. We missed those, you know, those 6 games, and you know whether they're playing in the ACC, the Big 12, or the Big 10. I mean, none of them are playing usually. They give us one Big 10 game, so we're really light. So give us some hockey picks, man. What we got in hockey tonight?
Yeah, definitely. There's a full slate tonight, guys. I mean, a real nice slate, too. And you got some hot teams. I know you've been away a couple of weeks, Jimmy, but you have some hot teams. And, you know, right off the bat, let's just talk about a value game. The first game, Carolina against Columbus. Now, you're looking at a 370 at the Rampart in South Point here, minus 370. Keep in mind, Columbus Blue Jackets are not the same old Columbus Blue Jackets. You're looking at a team 5 games over 500
Heard that, Charlie?
now. They've already beat Carolina twice this year. So now they're looking for the sweep. Now, even though it's very difficult, guys, to win 3 games in a row against the team, look at that value. You got to take a chance here with Columbus tonight. Even if you take the $1.50, I mean, it's just it's good value just because the team is playing so well. And you can see that the game has been bet up 70 cents. We opened this last night at 300, and now it's 370 just because everybody is buying into that
Kaluch, it's
trend.
$3.95 at our local spot here. $3.95.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you're looking at the favorite, we had a deal at a century at 370, but I'm telling you, take a little action on this dog. Take a little +1.5. There is no team that should be 4-1 against a team that is 5 games over 500. I don't care how strong Carolina looks. Carolina each and every year goes to the playoffs and cannot beat the New York Rangers. So keep that in mind. Also, the New York Rangers, very hot now. They're starting to pick it up. They're starting to feel the pressure of New York City and the media. They have been, they were touted to be so much better, possibly a Stanley Cup, threat this year. And they started off so slow. Igor Shesterkin with the contract. Chris Kreider isn't playing well. But now they seem to have found themselves, I should say, in the last few games, ever since that Montreal game, they've stepped it up. They've won 3 out of 4 now. It's been 4 out of 6 as well. Igor Shesterkin, you got victories against Vegas. You got victories against Columbus. They're 1-0 in that great shootout game. So definitely there's some value with the Rangers. I think the Rangers are going to be a tough out tonight. -150 at the Rampart in South Point. I'm sure you could shop around and get a little less. I'm seeing 146, 149 out there. So there is definitely some money to be made in that game. Next game on the slate, Montreal Canadiens. Guys, how did this franchise turn this team around? This team now is playing at an incredible level. And it's hard to fathom with such a young core, but they do have Lane Hudson, who is the front runner for the Rookie of the Year. You have Jacob Dobish now, who is one of the top rookie goalies out there. He's on a 5-game winning streak. Samuel Montembeault will be in the pipes tonight, in between the pipes. So you're not losing much there. Montreal has just been phenomenal and on fire, guys. Let me pull up this winning streak for you guys, so I can tell you right now. Montreal has been fabulous. They have won 4 out of 5. They have won, before that, there was a 3-game winning streak. So you're looking at about 7 out of the past 9. They have won. -125 on Detroit. Naturally, the home ice advantage is giving you a little there on a 500 team, but Montreal should be able to get the job done tonight. They've been riding hard. Patrick Laine, power play goal since you. So,
Colucci breaking up a little bit with us right now as we continue to hear from Rocca. Did we lose him? Colucci, yeah, you're back. Okay, go ahead, buddy.
Okay, so now the Vegas Golden Knights having trouble now, guys. They had trouble with the St. Louis team, just the other night. They weren't able to beat them. St. Louis opened up a big lead, lost now 5 out of 6 to Golden Knights, 4 in a row. Now you're going to St. Louis. I mean, how could you be laying 145 in this position, to a home team? St. Louis ain't all that great. You're hoping that Vegas can rectify. I mean, Jack Eichel in that overtime against St. Louis, he missed a wide open net, but they had to come back, and it was really a grueling game. I'm not sure. I'm almost positive Aiden Hill will play tonight. But if you see Samsonov, that's even more of a factor to bet St. Louis. So I'm looking at the Blues at about a +125. Maybe you could shop around, get 130 at home. I like the Blues in this game. So there's a bunch of games for you guys right there.
There you go. St. Louis +124 right now. Here's at our local book, DraftKings outlet here at the Queen. Montreal +110, Rangers -48, and Columbus +310. And you would split that up a little bit on the money line and a little bit plus $1.50. Okay.
Yeah, Jimmy, just because they played last night. You have to keep that in mind. It's very, how the NHL is. We're starting to learn now in Baton Rouge how the NHL is. It's difficult to play back-to-back nights. This is basically football on skates, and that's why I always say these guys are definitely top athletes in the world and top conditioned NHL hockey players. So very difficult to play on a back-to-back, especially against the best team in the Eastern Conference currently. But Columbus is definitely capable because of the youth that they have on that roster.
Yeah, there you go. The Columbus won in Toronto last night, 5-1. All right, so tell me, where was the final action for you guys on Monday night with Ohio State in Notre Dame? Little Notre Dame action.
Yeah, we did. We got a little buyback on that. I had a few customers that were betting nickels, not nickels, I should say $5,000 bets on Notre Dame straight up on the money line. So I was kind of shocked at that, but we started to get a lot of Notre Dame buyback. It looked like it was a total whitewash, but then in the second half, Ohio State just they tried to, I guess, play somewhat of a prevent, call it that in college. And Notre Dame started to chip away. They had an excellent chance to cover that game. And the way we booked it, we were sitting in a pretty good position. It really wouldn't have been a tremendous factor. It would have actually been a little better if Notre Dame did cover the game, just because you take down all of that Ohio State, action on the parlay from even prior games, earlier in the playoff and, in the NFL playoffs, I should say. So, that game has been up for weeks, and you take down a lot of parlays on Ohio State if they didn't cover. But what an exciting game, I'll tell you. Definitely Notre Dame is very, very well coached. I will say that. But I always say, the team with the most probable NFL players usually wins the national championship when you get down to the final two teams. And that did play out because Ohio State does have a lot of kids with potential.
Colucci, I know that Chris Andrews, your partner over there at the South Point, said it was not a great safety taken by Kansas City to put that thing from 11 to 9 and sort of get middle there. Was it the same thing with Philly Rams? Falling 6, where it was 5.5 or 6 for some times, but closed 6.5, 7.
Yeah, anytime you get middle or sided guys, definitely when you're refunding half of the money and, you're basically gambling on one side, it makes it difficult because, we try to survive off the big. Everybody knows that. That's how you book, basically football games. But, that was rough. You never want to see that come into play. But, Andy Reid, he does some quirky things. There was still time left on the clock. And, yes, anytime we get middle or sided and you see the game go from 6, 6.5 in that range, and the game lands on 6, it definitely becomes difficult as bookmakers on our side of the counter. So, yeah, you saw Chris tweet that out.
Yeah.
Everybody, the bookmakers made a call. Yeah, no, we didn't make no call. I mean, you know that. I mean, and I love Charlie, loves that dude too. But we don't have a backbone here.
Hey.
We don't have it straight to Colin Farrell and the Penguin and Batman there.
Look, Lucha, with the legalization outside of Nevada, sports gambling, it's made it way more mainstream. But also, we're in a beginner's mode for a lot of the customers as well. But looking in hindsight, it was a 5-game football weekend with the 4 divisional games Saturday and Sunday, and then the national championship game in college on Monday. But looking back, every game, the teasers, both sides hit, minus that Detroit game with Washington. So, man, how damaging would it have been if Washington doesn't pull the upset?
Yeah, it could have been really a nightmare there. That's a great point they bring up, Jim. We definitely made out on that Washington game. That took down, that was the public favorite. And when you take down, you have the average consumer getting taken down by a game like that. Everybody had teasers and parlays and money line parlays with Detroit. Nobody thought it was possible. I'll be honest with you, that Jaden Daniels could come in, and definitely I'm going to be buying him a cocktail because, he saved us. And he's a Baton Rouge guy, so we can find him down, near LSU campus. I'm sure he'll be celebrating next year when you guys return to prominence. But, Jaden Daniels has a big game up against Philadelphia coming up. The initial reaction was because of the Jalen Hurts, somewhat injury. People were pounding Washington, especially the Sharps. Now we're starting to see some Philadelphia money. But, yeah, that definitely helped us out. And it was a horrific NFL season for bookmakers here in Las Vegas. It was one of the worst that we've seen, guys. So, definitely we needed that. We needed that big upset, get Detroit out of the playoffs. We had a lot of future liability on them as well, just because they're the fashionable team. So it did help us out. congrats there to Jaden Daniels.
But 8, 9, 10 games in, Charlie, they were the best, until they got hit with the injury bug. I mean, they got hit with it really, really hard. So when you fly out, is Jerry coming out to Vegas to interview you, or are you going to Arlington to interview for the Cowboys job?
Oh, geez, they're talking about Schottenheim, I think, already, aren't they? So, I don't know what's going on there. It's just such a confusion, and Jerry just wants to still play, like I said, Don Corleone, Michael Corleone, still with his fingers in the strings. It's unbelievable how this man will just not take a back seat after 25 straight years of losing. And the first and biggest mistake was the Jimmy Johnson mistake, and it just continues on. Look at the draft selections from last year, guys. It was pitiful. We have no young talent. The draft was pitiful last year. They have to find a difference maker. Now you have another year of Dak Prescott coming off an injury. It's going to be a nightmare as every team moves forward in the NFC East. And, if you ask me, guys, I would have told you were crazy. That 2 NFC East teams are going to play in the NFC Championship. What are you guys smoking? What do you guys got out there? But it happens. It's unbelievable.
Kaluch, we're out of time, man. You're the best. We appreciate it. Glad to hear your voice, and I appreciate the well wishes while I was going, man. While I was listening, it means a lot. I appreciate it, brother. Take care. Don't forget Dwayne on Twitter, definitely. On X at NYBookie Dwayne. He's a great follow. Thank you, Dwayne. All right, live from Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Whether you run a large business or lead a growing enterprise, the knowledgeable bankers over at Gulf Coast Bank and Trust know that our local economy relies on your success. With a history of success, Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is dedicated to helping their clients' businesses grow, seize opportunities, and make our community a better place that we all share. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, a trusted banking partner by business leaders who expect more. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Now that it's cooler outside, this is the perfect time of year to get new windows, doors, and siding by calling me, Tommy, from Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. So set up your free quote today at GoTommys.com. That's GEAUX Tommys.com.
Shop can't miss deals going on now during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. For a limited time, get a free adjustable stand when you buy a DeWalt 12-inch miter saw. That's a $229 value. Plus, save $680 on a Midea 4-piece kitchen appliance suite. Now just $17.96. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 1/13 through 1/24. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. While supplies last. See store or Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With over 40 years in business representing the same manufacturer, Gulf Coast Office Products is committed to bringing savvy office equipment solutions to the Louisiana market. With flexible leasing programs available, Gulf Coast can accommodate your budget and customize invoicing requirements to help streamline your business. As official partners of LSU and ULL Athletics, Savin and Gulf Coast, with over 100 employees, care about our community and their customers. You're just one phone call away. 225-756-2644 for a free analysis. Gulf Coast Office Products.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
This is Charles Hanniger for Supreme Rice. I sort of feel like a member of the Supreme Rice family because they're from Southwest Louisiana, just like me. So when you're enjoying Supreme Rice, the perfect complement for all your red and white beans, stews, gumbos, and etouffees, know that you're also supporting our Louisiana farmers and stretching your food dollar at the same time. Supreme Rice, for the last 80 years, has been delighting their customers. So pick up Supreme Rice the next time you shop. For more information and unique recipes, learn more at supremerice.com.
Buying or selling a new home? Mid-City Title makes it easy. Mobile closings, expert services, midcitytitle.com.
104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, wrapping up hour number one over here from
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, quickly wrapping up hour number one over here. You know that Clemson LSU line has already come out the day after the national championship game on Tuesday. Already some respected action on LSU. The line has dropped from 2.5 to 1.5 at the Queen, our DraftKings outlet here in town. To preseason to win it all, they're tied with 8, 9, and 10th choice with Clemson in Tennessee. And preseason favorite to win the Heisman at FanDuel is
Garrett Nussmeier. Plus 900.
Reggie Boy Sellers.
He was considerably further down the list. I don't have it in front of me, but I think when people start to take a real hard look at this LSU roster, you're going to see an awful lot of momentum. I said this 3 weeks ago. I got an article coming out tomorrow on LouisianaSports.net about it. I think you're going to really see when you take a good look at this roster and you got the Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback coming in there, probable all-SEC, preseason quarterback. You'll see a lot of support for the LSU Tigers, I believe, nationwide.
So the Heisman Trophy winner?
Favorite.
Okay.
Did I say when I meant favorite? You know what I meant.
A little early.
You know what I meant. He doesn't have to win it for them to get a whole lot of preseason love. I think they'll be closer to the
Where's my boy Allaire in the Heisman?
Okay.
Live at Lunch.
Winter is coming, Baton Rouge. Stay warm and cozy with a new energy-efficient Rheem HVAC system from Capital City Comfort. This November, take advantage of special financing and expert installation on all new units. Visit CapitalCityComfortVR.com today. Your comfort is our priority.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Are you looking for the perfect ride for your next getaway? Rent a car for the week at All-Star Toyota and only pay for 6 days. You get 7 days of adventure for the price of just 6. So whether you're headed out on a road trip, you need a vehicle for the week, or just want something new to drive, we've got you covered.
At All-Star Toyota, we offer a wide selection of Toyota vehicles ready to hit the road when you are. Conveniently located at Airline at Goodwood in Baton Rouge. Visit us today or check out our website at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com for more details.
All-Star Toyota, people you know, cars you trust.
Stretch your grocery dollar at your High Neighbor supermarkets. USDA Select T-bone steak, $7.99 a pound. Lean St. Louis style pork ribs, $2.49 a pound. Snow crab leg cluster, $7.99 a pound. Farm fresh extra large green bell peppers, 2 for $1. Oh yeah, we've got them. Those scrumptious king cakes. Hattie Pryor, tell us about the 3 T's at High Neighbor.
The prices, the people, and the products.
High Neighbor, be a money saver. High Neighbor.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
At Duplessis Builders, we know getting a pool is a big commitment. We believe our pool owners deserve extra customer service, extra attention to detail, and an extra 9 years on their warranty compared to the industry standards for an extraordinary pool in your backyard. For details, go to duplessisbuilders.net. Look through our extensive gallery of high-end pools. Then get your free quote. That's duplessisbuilders.net. Anybody can build an average pool. At Duplessis Builders, we build extraordinary pools. Get your extra today.
Technology, a modern blessing, but a curse when issues arise. Rev Business is your human touch in the digital world with personal support and meaningful solutions to your real-world challenges. We are a local team who will do whatever it takes to keep you up and running. Sign up for internet, hosted phone, and security with our no-risk 90-day guarantee. For internet, hosted phone, and security, experience the difference of working with Rev Business. 90 years of connecting Louisiana. Visit letsrev.biz.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Here at Rocca Live at lunch, come by and see us on a rapidly thawing out Government Street. We got some snow on the ground, but the road is clear where we are. We got a nice crowd here. We've been cooped up for a couple days.
Yeah, man. Thank God for TVG and a little horse racing to keep things going and some college basketball the last 2 nights. But anyway, yeah, all of our Go Eat concepts are open today. Excuse me. Rocca Pizzeria here on Government Street. Of course, Modesto on Burbank near Nicholson. All of our Izzos around town, all over and just outside of town. So all of our Go Eat concepts were closed the last 2 days due to the snow, but we are back open and a nice crowd over here today. Let's go out to Las Vegas. Our buddy Matt Humans from Beeson joins us each and every week at this time. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, pretty good. I actually got some Bojangles chicken fingers here that I just picked up. First location just opened up in Vegas this week. I'm going to ask Hanny, what's more likely? Jimmy Ott made a little extra money the past couple of days shoveling snow for his neighbors, or he paid somebody to shovel his driveway?
I'll take the second one. The second option. It's a shame EJ wasn't there to do that. Hey, get out there and shovel that snow.
Yeah. My son's in at college, so I couldn't make him do it. I mean, we're not used to this, bro. I mean, this is the first in our lifetime, so it was a little bizarre, man. I mean, it was a Cajun blizzard. I mean, unbelievable. So, hey, man, this kind of sucks. So tonight, our Thursday night, no Pac-12. This was our Thursday night, 6 conference games. But golly, it leaves us with a really light schedule on Thursdays now that the Pac-12 is anywhere from the Big 12, Big 10, and ACC.
Yeah, actually looking at the schedule last night, it's a big schedule. It's got to be about 60 games, but it's mostly small conference type of games, and you got some Big West and obviously smaller East Coast conferences. The only major conference game, I think, is Maryland at Illinois tonight. And I'll tell you what, after losing Ole Miss money line last night, I'm taking the day off anyway. That was
oh my gosh.
Texas A&M's only lead of the game is on the final possession. Ole Miss flipped 60-52 and ends up losing 63-62. That's about the 4th game I've lost like that in the last 2 weeks. I'm taking the night off college hoops anyway. Screw it.
Charlie and I were telling you, it was the theme in the SEC last night where these big double-digit leads, Georgia at Arkansas, Ole Miss against Texas A&M, and Florida at South Carolina. in these big comebacks. Me, I mean, I got Ole Miss was my best bet last night, but by the time I got done hedging, I almost got off about 70% of it. It would have been a massive middle had it fallen about 3, 4, or 5. But man, just Chris Beard. I mean, that's one thing if Florida's double digits on the road. So on neutral, they're 15 points better than South Carolina on a neutral court. I mean, Arkansas, once they got going, and Georgia's good. They're probably a tournament team, but once Arkansas got it going at home, but the Ole Miss one was the one that really gets me. That's the one. I don't know how many Chris Beard coach teams have blown those type of leads that late.
Yeah, and I'm not going to necessarily blame the coach. I just thought there was a lot of mistakes made by the players. Chris Beard might be my favorite coach in college basketball. He's close to it, so you don't expect to see stuff like that happen. How many shots did Ole Miss miss at the rim? You got a guy who misses a free throw at the end. Miss free throws, turnovers, miss shots at the rim. Sometimes you can't blame the coach for stuff like that, but it's his players making a bunch of mistakes. You don't expect to see a good team like that blow a lead like that at home, but hey, college basketball is crazy. I've been watching a lot of double-digit underdogs win games in the last couple weeks. We watched Missouri win at Florida a couple weeks ago. I could go on and on and on. There's a long list. We were talking about it on the VSiN show last night about all these big dogs that have been winning in college.
Yeah.
How about all the meltdowns late? You got teams that are up double digits in the second half that lose games on their home floor. It's been crazy.
Because those double-digit in near misses, like Houston at Central Florida, wins when a last-second shot. Those guys that tie up the line with those 10-team or money line parlays at college hoops, they've been getting tripped up pretty good as of late. One last night in the Big Ten, man. You want to talk about just be patient. You'll get the number you want on either side. Indiana, Northwestern. I mean, Northwestern's up double digits. Indiana's up 6.5. The Northwest. I mean, that thing. There's been some crazy runs, man. There's no doubt. But any teams that you think are performing above maybe their overall, maybe some teams with low power rating that are getting kind of hot right now, or just the opposite?
Will Hill asked me that on his podcast 2 days ago about is there value on the futures board in any team that's under the radar, a team that you think's on the rise? And one team I threw out was St. John's. And I said, first place team in the Big East. And I grabbed St. John's like 80-1 for the season. I always believe that the coach, there's got to be a bet on coach if you're going to play futures and got to have veteran players. And Rick Pitino's got that. Talk about another crazy game last night. St. John's is down 50-34 in the second half of the Garden. Storms back, goes to overtime, and almost covers as a 7.5-point favorite. Ends up winning the game by 8. That was a brutal beat, by the way, last night. He had underdog and didn't get the best number, and the under in that game. That's about as bad as it gets in that Xavier St. John's game last night. I think St. John's is a team to keep your eye on. Let's see, other teams. I felt like Michigan has been a dangerous team all season, but the Wolverines have not played well for the past week. But again, teams peak and valley, and they have, off weeks where they're a little bit flat. Michigan's been a little bit flat in the past week and a half or so. I don't know. I can tell you one, I thought early in the season was a bit surprising to me. I said, is this team really as good as its record was Oklahoma? And it turns out Oklahoma is not that good at all.
Right.
We've seen that in the past couple of weeks. What teams would you throw out to fit that category? Well, I guess St. John's kind of going to be my answer for now.
They could be really ugly in offense. And you go 2 games back with St. John's. At Georgetown, that's one that they're lucky to storm back and win just outright as well. Losing, most of that game.
I'll give you. Can I say? Can I say you some Texas Tech?
What you just said. So I was going to say Texas Tech. That's a good answer because that's almost true for every team in college hoops. Pulling out some lucky wins or looking ugly in some games. How about Iowa State? A couple weeks ago, I heard somebody really bragging about Iowa State. Cyclones were lucky as hell to win that game at Texas Tech in overtime. and then they get beat like a drum at West Virginia, right?
And that's the only game Texas Tech has lost since we turned the calendar to 2025. They lost a game in the tournament against Texas A&M that was also a close game. So they're 4-0 on the road is what jumped out at me. If you can go win 4 conference games, well, I'm sorry, one of those was a non-conference game, but you go win 4 games on the road before we get to February, that's going to stand up. And I like Iowa State an awful lot. That game was in Lubbock, but that's a really good basketball team. So if that's their only loss, that's one I can live with.
They just went on the road and beat somebody pretty good too.
Kansas State.
No, they're not good.
Cincinnati.
Yes. Yeah.
Cincinnati.
I mean, they went on the road and beat them going away. If you had Missouri 2 nights ago, that's a tough beat. Catching 3 at Texas, they pulled away. But the court storm fade. I mean, whether it's West Virginia beating Iowa State and then loses at home as an 8.5-point favorite against Arizona State, and then also Vandy storms it against Tennessee as they beat them. They go down to Alabama, and that was a big spread too, and they failed to cover that one as well. So situational spots, man.
We got a double off that Tennessee Vanderbilt game. We got Vanderbilt on the court rush fade. We got Tennessee on the bounce back. Was a 9.5-point favorite, I believe, and covered fairly comfortably.
Yeah. They won that one pretty comfortably. Matt, what about the Hurleys? Did this guy really tell the reporter, don't turn your back?
Oh, he told the referee that.
Oh, okay, the referee.
Don't turn your back on me. I'm the best coach in college
best
basketball.
bleeping coach.
Yeah.
Well, Danny Hurley might be the best coach. He's close to it. Let's say he's a top 5 coach in college basketball, the way things are going. The interesting thing about Hurley is when you watch his press conferences after he calms down and he speaks with media, is actually pretty funny. He's somewhat likable. And he actually admitted today, he goes, I bring a lot of this on myself. I understand it. With his sideline tantrums. I told you, I was at the Maui Invitational on that Monday morning, and 20 seconds into the Memphis-UConn game, Hurley is going berserk on the sideline with the refs. 20 seconds into the game in Maui.
I know.
And the guy's, he's a maniac, but he is a hell of a coach. And UConn is a team you can't write off either. I know that's the type of team that not too many opponents are going to want to see in their bracket in March, even though it doesn't look that great for UConn right now. I still think that's somewhat of a dangerous team. But the Hurley brothers, and when you watch any game involving UConn or Arizona State, it is pretty annoying. Those guys just nonstop complaining to the referees. And it gets pretty old pretty fast. You like to see them tone it down, but that's their act. That's just the way those guys are wired. I said this a couple weeks ago. Can you imagine what a disaster it would have been if Danny Hurley took that Lakers job? That stuff doesn't work in the NBA, and it wouldn't have worked with LeBron. That would have been a complete disaster in LA if Hurley was coaching LeBron and the Lakers.
Actually, I would have loved to have seen it because it was an impossible coexistence.
Last long.
Yeah, those two. I mean, LeBron gets everything he wants. I forgot who was LeBron's coach when he played at Ohio State. I saw him cheering for his alma mater on Monday night.
I can't remember.
No, dude, you don't just get to claim a college that you never went to. I mean, but Matt, I never watched St. Anthony's in New Jersey play a lot of high school games, but I gotta believe the dad was pretty much probably, this is with their sons. Here's the common blood, because those are the 2 biggest criers in really just a-holes on the bench during the games, in college basketball. So I don't think it's about just.
Is there a Bobby Knight comparison? Who the biggest villain ever in college basketball was Knight? Who also, like you talk about Hurley, you get him calmed down. He's one of the brightest, guys that ever. But getting him calmed down, when he was at his heyday, was a chore. And he was the biggest villain and the best coach in college basketball. Is there a comparison between Bob Knight and Dan Hurley?
No, he is a modern day Bobby Knight. Yeah, just a little, not quite as abrasive with the players, but he's doing some things that are completely, out of line with touching other players and approaching other players, like Zach Edey in the national championship game. But no, completely. But the one thing he is, did Bobby Knight get the most out of some of his teams?
Yes.
You betcha.
Yeah.
And today's college basketball coaches, Matt, tell us that, it's just sometimes you just can't coach these guys hard. When you wonder why they're doing some really poor basketball IQ things, because you can't get on them and teach and coach them the way you could. At UConn, they have a culture where their players are coachable. I've seen 2 different rosters completely annihilate people. It wasn't just sheer talent; it was their execution and their commitment to playing defense and doing some of the smart things that winning basketball teams do, not just by chance, but because they're being coached.
Yeah, the biggest difference between Hurley and Knight is that Knight was 6'5" and about 250, and he could intimidate people, and Danny Hurley looks like Gilligan. But you know what? What's interesting with Hurley is the first 4 years, a lot of people don't remember this just because all the success he's had the last 2 years, 12-0 straight up in ATS in a tournament and just rolling right through the 2 back-to-back championships. First 4 years, I think it was at least 3, might have been 4 years, Hurley was at UConn, never won a tournament game. I think he only made the tournament once. There were a lot of UConn fans that said, hey, it's about time we get rid of this guy. He's not getting it done. That's kind of funny to think about that.
No doubt. Matt, how do you see the 2 divisional games? The conference championship games this Sunday?
Man, these are going to be great games to watch. I'm not sure if they're going to be great games to bet right now, but Jaden Daniels and the Commanders are obviously the Cinderella of the Final Four. You go back to Daniels, his last 2 years at LSU, he accounted for 78 total touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. And I thought that Brian Kelly did a great job. You can say what you want about Kelly, say he's abrasive, he's an a-hole, whatever. But Kelly's really good at coaching quarterbacks, and I thought he was the key to Jaden Daniels becoming who he is today. Because Daniels was not that good at Arizona State. He was not getting very good coaching when he was in Tempe, and that changed when he went to Baton Rouge. Well, he's really flourished with Cliff Kingsbury as his offensive coordinator. In Washington, you look at the first 2 games in the playoffs, 304 and 350 total yards against Tampa Bay and Detroit. He's going to be facing a much tougher Philadelphia defense this week. And also what hurts the Commanders is Sam Cosmi, one of their top offensive linemen, right guard, is done. So they got to shuffle their offensive line. They got to protect Daniels against the Eagles' front 7 with a different O-line. I love Daniels' maturity. He's fearless. He's mature. I think he's got the ability to go in there and win this week. The problem is, when you really break this down, I was writing about this last night, Eagles look better. Aside from quarterback, the Eagles are probably better at about every position. And right now, Jalen Hurts is slumping a little bit. So if Hurts turns the ball over like Jared Goff did last week, and by the way, how many teasers got blown up last week on the Lions because Jared Goff was miserable in that game. That saved the bookmakers from what would have been a disastrous weekend. The Lions losing. Saquon Barkley is going to be the difference maker in this game. 324 rushing yards in the 2 playoff games. In the 2 games against Washington during the season, 27.5 carries and 148 yards. Those were his averages. 2 TDs in each game. So the Washington defense allowed 521 yards, 7.7 yards per play to the Lions. I think what's going to happen here is the Commanders are going to look live for most of the game, and probably in the fourth quarter, similar to the first meeting between these teams in Week 11 in Philadelphia. The Eagles are probably going to try to find a way to win and pull away a little bit. But again, I think Daniels is dangerous, and the Commanders playing with a lot of confidence. I don't want to write him off. It's doubtful this game's going to be a blowout. I played, to make a long story short, I played Commanders plus 12 and Bills plus 8 on a teaser. I teased up to 2 dogs, and in the second game, I actually played the Chiefs at minus 125. Chiefs, I would like to say that Josh Allen and the Bills get over the hump. And the more I was looking at this game last night, the more I said, okay, I got to see it to believe it. The Chiefs are 11-0 in a one-score game, so won 5 times by 3 points or fewer. You play with fire, typically get burned. I think, you're going to hear a lot of people in the media predict the end of Kansas City's pursuit of a Super Bowl three-peat here. But also, I think that's a lot of wishful thinking from haters who just want to see the Chiefs lose. I kind of have to see it to believe it. I can kind of envision the Chiefs winning another close call here, another heartbreaker for the Bills. So I actually played Chiefs money line, Commanders and Bills on a teaser, playing a couple of props, including Travis Kelce. Man, I'm so sick of the Kelce. One more big game from Travis Kelce, be okay. He has never had fewer than 71 receiving yards in the past 14 playoff games. Averaged 99 yards in those games. Obviously, had a big one last week with 7 for 117. I played him over 67.5 receiving yards. It's easy to say the Bills should bracket Kelce in coverage, but every opponent knows that. Nobody does it. I just don't get it. So I played Kelce over 67.5, but that's what I bet so far.
Well, whoever Caitlin Clark's agent was, that wasn't a wise move to put her next to Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. That's not going to do. You're not going to win over any fans. With that, we more reasons to show the box. During the Chiefs games. I mean, man, enough is enough.
She's got about 1 billion fans that could give a flip about football. I mean, or basketball. Taylor Swift, I'm talking about. I mean.
I'm talking about sports fans are tired of seeing the shots, and tired of the Chiefs.
I
tired
get that.
of the, and then when Mahomes starts flopping and playing like it's World Cup, then there's just a lot of reasons for Chiefs fatigue. So she's stepping in at the wrong time. I'm sorry, she's got her haters already out there.
The Swifties are.
Where's Wes Reynolds when you need him? Where's Wes Reynolds when you need him?
There's billions of them.
Matt, we appreciate it, brother. Good luck this week, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, you bet.
All right, don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance. At Total Maintenance, we're one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest air conditioner and heating companies. Founded in 1980, our team of over 50 with 30 working together for a decade or more offer elite service for AC and heat, as well as generator installations and maintenance also. So we're your one-stop shop for same-day service. Our motto, service today, every day, means you'll never sleep hot or cold, as we have right now. Call today and get service today. Mentor Jimmy Ott and get half off of diagnostics, including after hours, holidays, and weekends. And a one-time heater check, just $79. No, if you mention my name, normally $179. We've got offices and crews in both Baton Rouge and New Orleans, but all are separate, not to compromise each of them. In Baton Rouge, call them at 480-1000, 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5, ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Hey, Tiger fans, listen up, because there's a new way to snack on the Bayou. Introducing the all-new officially licensed LSU Snacks. Experience the flavor of victory with the LSU Win Bar, inspired by the iconic stadium bar itself. Toasted oats, roasted almonds, and 100% real chocolate, packed with 6 grams of protein. Or grab Win Bites gluten-free crispy chocolate chip mini cookies. Every purchase of LSU Snacks directly supports LSU athletics. Order now at lsusnacks.com.
Water is water, right? Not when it's Evermore. Smooth tasting Evermore water is Mother Nature's masterpiece. Evermore is natural artesian water. Maybe you want a healthier lifestyle, a high-end athlete who wants better hydration, or a parent who wants something healthier for their kids. You want Evermore. EVAMOR. Evermore, available at great local retailers.
Take a tour of the flavors of Southwest Asia with P.F. Chang's Golden Feast. Asian fried chicken and bubbles, Korean fried chicken, Taiwanese popcorn fried chicken, and sauces to add a little kick. Come visit us today in Town Center. P.F. Chang's,
look for the Golden Horse.
Jake and T-Bob here, and look, when it comes to roof replacements and repairs, there's a #1 top-rated roofer you need to know, Pelican Roofing.
Pelican Roofing has literally hundreds of 5-star reviews and was a recipient of the 2019 Better Business Bureau Integrity Award. Hey, we know there are a lot of roofing companies, but there's only one Pelican Roofing.
And Baton Rouge and Lafayette and all the surrounding areas, they even offer 0% financing for those who qualify. Call for your free estimate at 225-228-2865 or visit PelicanRoof.com.
If you liked Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar before, you will love the all-new updated Jolie Pearl in downtown Baton Rouge. Jolie Pearl is the place for the true oyster connoisseur, featuring a brand new extended menu. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar features oysters from all over the world, served up grilled, baked, and raw. Stop by for lunch, dinner, or before any event downtown or at the River Center. Jolie Pearl. Upscale oysters in a New Orleans-style atmosphere, North Boulevard in the heart of downtown, or online at joliepearloysterbar.com.
Hey, Baton Rouge, it's Hunt. Here's your chance to win a big game experience to watch the big game in New Orleans. You can earn entries daily now through January 25th at LeBear's Baton Rouge by following on social media. Activate your entries and be present to win between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Saturday, January 25th. 5 winners every 30 minutes from 5 p.m. to 8:30 will win $250 in pin slot play. And at 9 p.m., one winner will be drawn to win a big game experience for two. Must be 21 to enter.
I took control.
I took control. We took control.
This is Chris Medine with Medine's Collision Center. Auto accidents can be overwhelming. Crucial decisions are made instantly, like where to take your car for body repair.
But doesn't my insurance company recommend a collision shop?
It's your right to choose a collision center. Don't let anyone push you around.
Medine's not only repaired my car, but restored my confidence.
Log on to MedineCollision.com and read our latest blog. We are your accident advisors. And remember,
take control. Choose Medine's.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Brandon Hawley here. Pick your color, pick your siding. ReliefWindows.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street on 1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we're also brought to you in part by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so your advisor needs to tailor a plan to fit your family's needs, no matter what your age or your financial situation. Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, as well as your business partners, your legal team, your tax professionals. Make sure that those goals are achieved. It's a lifetime plan. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. Been working for me for a long time. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff, 337-981-1376, or online, coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors. Securities offered through New Age Securities, member FINRA, SIPC. I'd like to see in this game for Washington on Sunday, not to go cliche, with the get off to a good start thing. But I'd really like to see Philadelphia play from behind for once, because it's been a minute. And if they ever get off schedule a little bit the way Jalen Hurts is playing right now, I think they're really vulnerable. They didn't trail against the Packers in the first game in the playoffs. They trailed against the Rams for about 5 minutes. The last 5 games of the regular season, they trailed for about 2 possessions, and that was including when Washington beat them. I'd like to see how Philadelphia does if they got to depend on Jalen Hurts more than Saquon Barkley, because the way Hurts is playing right now, I think they'd give Washington a real chance. So that's my keys to the V, Jimmy. Lead for Washington. Sounds silly, right? But I don't think Hurts is playing really well.
I've never seen a matchup where it wasn't a good thing where you got off to a good start.
Right? You know, get behind is the best thing. It's NC State in the '83 basketball tournament. Maybe they played from behind pretty well, but no, the pressure has not been on Philadelphia. The pressure has not been on Jalen Hurts to make a play as much as it's been on Barkley.
Charlie,
and Barkley's made all of the plays. You know,
I just. This is a team that has – is Barkley any better this year than he was the last year or two? No. He's got a better offensive line.
Yeah.
You got to – you had –
there's more things you have to defend.
Exactly. The supporting cast, we talk about it all the time. I mean, if he got loose, he was gone. mean, he's not any faster this year.
No.
He's not any more elusive. He's just got more space.
A.J. Brown may be reading a book, but he's still out there. You still got to cover him. You got to cover Smith. You know,
Smith. I mean, a tight
got
end.
to cover Goddard.
Tight end's a top 10, top 8 tight end. I mean, he's up. You know,
he went beast mode in the Packer game. Yeah,
oh man, that was.
You got to cover all those guys.
Yeah, I mean, and the offensive line is the running game. I mean, even when I just think it really told you a lot about their confidence right now in Jalen Hurts. How many design running plays they had for him in the Rams game. And he busted one for about 40, 45, 50-yard touchdown, whatever it was. But you want to pick your spots. And I mean, it was over the course of the year, they've had so many weapons, in the Super Bowl year, it wasn't the toughest schedule. It was just the way it worked. Okay. But I mean, they were beating teams so bad. I mean, it's 14-20-0. I mean, every game it seemed like, and rarely did they have to play. And even the 2 playoff games to get to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, remember, that was the one that was almost like they were playing on ice because the grass was so slick that nobody could defend, and they went up and down the field. But they beat the Giants at home, okay, and then McCaffrey's playing quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers in the other game.
Yeah,
that's the 2 playoff games they got. So last year they lost to Tampa Bay, but and the defense is really good. I mean, the defense in the first game against Washington, you think Jaden Daniels just forgot McLaurin's on his team? But no, they doubled him. They took him away, and they could get pressure with their front 4. And you got to think that, especially with an offensive lineman being down now for Washington, that's going to be the blueprint, huh?
Yeah, and Cosme's really good play. Remember him back from his time at Texas. The last game that these teams played, when Washington made the trade with New Orleans, they traded for Marshawn Lattimore with games like this in mind. If they would have to play a playoff game with a big-time number 1 receiver, they could put this guy on him. Well, they did that in the game in Washington. Yeah, it was either the first or second game Lattimore played for him. They put him on A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown worked him.
Yeah.
Okay. Not only did he have 100 yards and a touchdown, but it was at least 2, if not 3. I think it was 2 pass interference and an illegal contact. So add another 50, 60 yards worth of penalties to what he had.
Is Lattimore, is he over the hill? Is he just not as good? Is he injured, or a combination of 2?
Yeah.
But he's not at the level. And all we had to see is a guy that he owned for his career. Worked him over pretty good in Mike Evans.
All right, so A.J. Brown gets all of that. Let's give him 50 more yards than he had in the game with the penalties. And Barkley had 150 yards on the ground, and he had 2 touchdowns. And Washington won the game, okay? Hurts had 143 yards passing in the whole game. Washington still won it. They had to come from way behind.
Well, that's the game he got knocked out.
He got knocked out, okay?
How many did Pickett have?
Pickett
threw for about 150, 170.
140, yeah.
Okay.
140.
So he threw for almost 300.
The passing game was I'm sorry. Hurts didn't have 150. Pickett had 150. They threw for 150 in the game, is what I'm saying.
Hurts didn't throw for any.
He had 1 completion before he got knocked out.
Is that right?
11 yards. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you have those kind of passing numbers, the point is, Brown can have a big game. Barkley can have a big game, and they can still win if the Eagles don't have this. If Hurts doesn't have this monster game.
Charlie, if Russell Westbrook shoots every time, he's going to have a good score night. They threw to A.J. Brown and Pickett threw to him every play. It was like
15 targets. Yeah, that's a bunch.
It was like the first 7 snaps of the game. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, he was feeding them, and he really, I could think of worse approaches for the backup quarterback to have, because he wasn't terrible, but it's such an outlier game. Hurts is down, like you said. He 1 completion in, and Pickett, he's never taken a snap. With the Eagles.
And Daniels had 2 interceptions in that game, which I think was his only. Was it his only 2 interception game of the season? If not, he
protects. He's always protected the ball, even at Arizona State, even his first year. But the thing that Daniels took his step was his second year at LSU, because not just was he letting the ball go, but he was attacking vertically.
Yeah.
He was throwing a great deep ball and still protecting. Everybody wants you to attack vertically but still maintain your safety of the ball. But easier said than done. He was able to do it.
He had 2 games where he threw 2 interceptions. That was one of them, but he also threw 5 touchdown passes in that game. Now, they weren't necessarily pushing the ball down the field. He was 6.5 an attempt, but they were scoring. So,
well, he had some 4th down conversions with
Yeah.
his legs. I know one was a 4th and 10, 4th and 11 with his legs.
he ran for 81 yards in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's been his approach in these 2 playoff games too. He's running. He's not hesitating. He looks like, and that's the way it should be when money time. No, you're gonna have to take a couple more hits, in money time.
I think
what's he rushed in the Tampa Bay and Detroit game?
50 and I'll get it for you in a second. But
About 60, about 55 a game.
51 against Detroit and 36 against Tampa.
Okay.
So
about 45 a game. 44.
And very much looking to protect himself. In the Detroit game especially, there were a couple
he
of
could
plays
get out
where-
a little quicker against Tampa Bay. That guy got him on the sideline.
I remember what play you're talking about.
Pretty good.
And he got thrown out of bounds against Detroit, which would have been called a penalty against other quarterbacks, but it wasn't.
Well, I criticize him. I think it's rightfully so because his play dips in the playoff time. I mean, Jackson has been he's been really good in the regular season, but in the playoffs, I mean, he's got a win against Tennessee and a win against Russell Wilson, Pittsburgh. He doesn't have some in Houston last year, a rookie quarterback. That's just 3 playoff wins. And I mean, he's careless with the ball, both with the pick and with the fumble. I mean, he can't do that. But damn it, he took a lick, and he's got 2 MVPs. It was way out of bounds. Way out of bounds in the Buffalo game. He didn't get a call.
No, he didn't. I was speaking about a certain quarterback that plays in Kansas City.
I understand, but shouldn't this guy get a little bit more of a benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, you.
That was a.
But hey, look.
I mean,
let me tell you something. It's a party of one because you know who else doesn't get those calls? The cat in Cincinnati, who's also pretty good. He don't get no calls. He gets hit all the damn time. Late, face mask, high, low. He don't get a call either.
Yeah. Don't forget our friends at K&M Automotive on Segan Lane. Jason Payne at K&M and or all of your maintenance needs, whether it's oil changes, tires, brakes, AC repair. Don't need a whole lot of that right now, but transmission, you name it. Engine light comes on. You don't know what the heck is going on. You bring it in over to K&M. He's going to take care of you. He's always busy. There's no doubt about it. If you come in and he's too busy, he'll reschedule a time when it's more convenient, but bring it in because the deal is he's not going to upcharge you for unnecessary work. He's going to find a repair option if it's available before just a more costly replacement. It's the only place I take my vehicle, K&M Automotive on Segan Lane, Segan near Perkins, right across from Ambrosia Bakery, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
GMFS, changing lives.
T. Brown here, CEO of GMFS Mortgage, which we started in Baton Rouge in 1999. Thanks to you, we're celebrating our 25th anniversary. That's 25 years of helping thousands of you get into your dream homes, 25 years of helping thousands of you refinance to the best rate possible, and 25 years of helping many of you consolidate debts. The last 25 years would not have been possible without you, our clients, and our over 200 employees who come together every day through our Baton Rouge area offices and headquarters to provide you with award-winning customer service. If you're in the market to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, do what thousands of Louisianans have done over the past 25 years. Go to gmfsmortgage.com to start the process now and give us a chance to personally say thank you.
GMFS, changing lives.
GMFS NMLS number 61997 is an equal housing lender. Mortgages originated at 7389 Florida Boulevard, Suite 200A, Baton Rouge, LA 70806, subject to credit and property approval.
Is your closet organized? Let's face it, most closets are cluttered and a hassle to organize, but that's just because they aren't designed around your specific needs. One Bath & Closets works closely with you to design your space where it makes sense for you and clears the clutter away. From shoe racks, baskets, seasonal storage, mirrors, drawers, cubbies, and doors, One Bath & Closets can make your dream closet a reality. Go with an industry leader in bathroom and now closet remodeling. Visit onebathandclosets.com to sign up for a free in-home consultation. That's onebathandclosets.com.
It's always great to have a winning edge. And when you're in a professional grade GMC, you can tackle every day like a champ when you take the field in the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. Break from the huddle of ordinary with 15-inch diagonal head-up display. Great for long-scoring drives. And whether at home or away, travel in 16-way power front seats with massage features in your GMC Yukon. Test drive a game-winning Yukon today at your Bayou GMC dealer.
At Lofton, we're in the business of matching hard workers with some of the most sought-after employers in the Baton Rouge area. To Lofton, you're more than just another employee. We care about your interests, and we can help match you with a company that needs your skills. You can complete an application, schedule an interview, and even browse jobs by simply going to lofton.jobs. That's lofton.jobs. We also offer an unlimited $100 referral bonus. At Lofton, we put people to work. Lofton.jobs.
Winter is coming, Baton Rouge. Stay warm and cozy with a new energy-efficient Rheem HVAC system from Capital City Comfort. This November, take advantage of special financing and expert installation on all new units. Visit CapitalCityComfortVR.com today. Your comfort is our priority.
Take a swing around the parish to one of Breck's 5 golf courses, 2 championship courses, Santa Maria and Beaver Creek, and 3 courses for the more casual golfers, the popular 18-hole Webb Park, and 2 9-hole courses, City Park, and the newly renovated J.S. Clark. Breck's courses are designed to challenge every level of golfer, from beginner to pro. So come and get into the swing of things. Book your tee time online or find a course near you at golf.breck.org. That's golf.breck.org.
Great. Your windshield cracked. Now what? Call Advanced Windshield. You have things to do. That's why they come to you. Advanced Windshield is the leading mobile, auto glass, and camera calibration provider in our area. Call 225-248-6788 or visit advancedwindshield.com.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Grostead, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Grostead exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
When he took him in Michigan.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Here at Rocca, live at lunch. Glad to have you with us here today. You know, our colleague Jacob Hester put out a tweet when Nick Saban inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, voted into College Football Hall of Fame. Here's one we could debate for hours and hours, but we'll take a few minutes here because I think Jimmy, you and I put out pretty much the same list, without telling each other. Best player Nick Saban ever coached in college for the totality of their career, the college and the pro, and this is Michigan State, LSU, Alabama. We came up with the same 2 guys in different orders. From his time in Alabama.
Well, I don't put Henry as high as you do.
I had Henry number 1.
You know, Henry's a nice recency bias right now. He's great. He's at the top of his game. He's extended his career because his commitment to his conditioning. But I think Julio Jones is he's made more all pros, but I think he's just
actually the same. They're actually the same.
He made more second team, made 5 times first or second team.
So did Henry.
Okay. You count this year also.
Yeah, I had to count this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah.
I think it's I think Julio is just a little bit more talented. Now I think the most talented guy that had a horrible NFL career, but is he the only player that got drafted number 1? That's Jamarcus.
Yeah. You could put Jamarcus up there.
Now, he only coached him for how many starts did Jamarcus have? Like 3?
Him and Marcus Randall split time in that 04 season. Yeah, I would say.
Well, he started Jamarcus early, then he gave it to Randall.
Yeah.
Randall.
Without looking, I'd say Russell probably started 4 games that season, and that might have even been an 11-game season. He went 1, and I think, and again, I'm just without looking. I think the highest drafted guy he had at Alabama was Richardson, who went number 3 overall, who had a terrible pro
the
career.
Defensive linemen weren't taken like
Darius went.
No, but Allen.
No, he didn't go. He didn't go ahead.
None of those defensive linemen went
not top 3. No. Julio
Well,
Jones went 6. Henry didn't go to second round, which is amazing. And then we both agree on the top defensive guy. It's early in his career, but Patrick Surtain has already made.
Surtain's going to be the most
All-Pro.
decorated player he's ever, at the pro. He's going to make more All-Pros than any of his players.
Yeah. Of the guys that went before, I know all those linemen went first. I'll tell you who I loved and still do. He's still playing. Is Minkah Fitzpatrick was, I think, one of the best defensive backs that he had, and I think Will Anderson is going to have a terrific pro career. I don't know.
He's good.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to necessarily make more All-Pros than what Surtain will. At LSU, to me, the best player he coached here was Whitworth. And I can make a case for – was Whitworth the most talented guy? He was pretty damn close. I would say that Michael Clayton could have been an all-SEC guy on either side of the ball. He was playing safety in that Cotton Bowl against Texas. I thought he was great. I thought Kyle Williams was great. Jamarcus, the talent, unmistakable. Josh Reed won the Biletnikoff, but he wasn't. I didn't put him as nearly as high as those other guys. He had a great career, obviously, but I'd have had Whitworth number 1, probably Clayton or Williams number 2. Williams had a much longer career than Clayton did in the NFL.
Corey Webster?
Corey Webster was another guy I thought about because Webster did play wide receiver early in his career. That Alabama game, he had 100 yards. If they had kept Corey Webster on the defensive side on the offensive side of the ball, he would have had a really good career, would have played in the NFL at that position. But he was an elite defensive back. He was better on that side of the ball. Clayton, I thought, was better on the offensive side of the ball. Could have been an NFL safety for sure. And we agree on the best guy at Michigan State.
Plaxico. No,
Yeah,
I thought Plaxico was the name that came first to mind, even though
number 8 pick in the draft,
and Eli Manning, who they just had their 45-minute debate on whether he's going to get in to the Hall of Fame or not, because he had 2 Hall of Fame playoff runs, but he didn't have a Hall of Fame career, 500 quarterback, for his career, and so they weren't the most high flying. And, the weather has a little bit of something to do that, when it gets deep into the season. But heck, man, he made some big catches though in his Super Bowl runs as well. But he was drafted top 10.
Yeah,
he was really good.
It's also the reason for Saban's media policy over the years.
Probably the guy he spent the most money on was at Michigan State was a guy that flipped from Florida and Georgia to Michigan State, a running back from Florida, Cedric Irvin, was a big one. That was a nice little surprise on signing day.
Who had the best career out of all of those guys was probably Mashin Muhammad.
Yes.
Played a long time in the league.
Yeah, it was he was a return to kickoff in that first Independence Bowl, right? That Bernardo went to.
It was him. Him and Kennison went back to back in that Indy Bowl in all of the.
He had a long career with Carolina, a little bit of Chicago. I would say, a guy you didn't mention as far as just flat out talent, a guy that could really, just a great talent. And then his career got stopped short because of the obvious. But Marquise Hill was a freak talent-wise. An absolute freak. And then Jamarcus, man. Because Jamarcus he's the highest. He was in his draft class. He didn't play, started playing more, became a regular quarterback this year after he left. But, man, you're not drafted number 1 overall if you're not good in college. Okay.
He's still got the strongest arm.
He's beautiful. Arm talent. It's the best I've ever seen.
Yes.
The best I've ever seen.
Marquise Hill, Kyle Williams, Marcus Spears, and Chad Lavallee on the same defensive line. That almost wasn't fair. And out of all of them, Lavallee had the best year.
Oh no, Lavallee was
in 2003.
Lavallee was phenomenal.
Unblockable.
Oh no, the 2003 year he was the star. He was a star. Williams had the best pro careers in the Ring of Honor at Buffalo.
Yes.
Spears was a first round pick. Hill, it might have been the most gifted. So I mean, yeah,
He
well,
may
those
very well
four.
have
That's,
been.
I mean,
That's
who are you gonna block? Who are you gonna double? I mean, can't double them all. No, it was an awesome. But that's but you know, I think that goes to tell you that he didn't have just a couple of guys that carried him. He had a lot of good, really, really good ones. You know what I mean? That led to his success.
Yeah, just go look at the number of NFL players, not necessarily just players that he had.
Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Top quality windows, doors, siding, and interior shutters. Exceptional customer service. I can speak firsthand on that. I mean, look, they come in and evaluate. They bring the computer. They'll do a computer rendering and give you kind of, hey, you like this, not this. Man, they're functional when the weather is nice. Right around March Madness, you open up those windows, open air, my media room, really easy. They're very functional, and they look great as well. And they're built for these extreme South Louisiana conditions. Charlie, South Louisiana conditions. I mean, yes, the heat, the humidity, and the snow.
Right, the snow. You got to pick up the snow.
You got it from the toughest of summers to the blizzards of the winters here in South Louisiana. So we've got vinyl windows, wood windows, storm impact windows, and yes, those gelled windows that are guaranteed, man. They're guaranteed. Built using our last wood. The gel windows come with a 20-year general warranty and a lifetime limited warranty against rotten termites, providing years of beauty and minimal maintenance. Relief Windows at reliefwindows.com.
Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Thibodeau store and their sister property over at the Pierre Part store just recently, last fall, their 113th year anniversary. When you've been doing something that long, you know you're doing it right. So at the Thibodeau store, all of those home improvement projects, maybe here in the new year, you're thinking about making some improvements and you just don't know how to go about it. You can save a lot of money if you do some of these things yourself. So I don't know how to do all that stuff. Here's where the staff of the Thibodeau store comes in. They'll walk you through these projects step by step. It's easier and much more informative than a YouTube video. So let them help you out for these little small projects, save you a lot of money. Power tools, hand tools, jambalaya pots, crawfish pots, tons of grills. Also, if you're going fishing down the coast, a lot of fishing gear. 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau. Online, it's ThibodeauStore.com.
At Custom Colors Body and Paint, we're excited to have Will Rapp and Ian Mc.
Hey, guys.
Hey, you coming to promo?
Yeah, give me 1 second. All right, go ahead.
This is Charles Handgriff. Join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. We're getting you ready for the conference championship games and a big weekend in college basketball. Live at Lunch from Rufino's, 11 a.m. Friday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, got it.
Brisket pizza sound good?
Brisket, yeah.
Revitalize your energy and your mood. Let Goodwood help you get back to peak performance. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
This is Gordy Rush, and I know that successful business owners understand the potency of radio and digital marketing, each formidable in their own right. But combining them creates exponential impact. Introducing Guarantee Media Digital, bringing optimal brand messaging to businesses. Guarantee Media Digital guarantees measurable results. Uniting radio and digital will elevate your journey towards success. Secure your free digital audit now at guaranteemedia.com.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Sound Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Sound Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, Prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
At Lewis Mechanical, no plumbing job's too big or too small, and we have the best technicians around. Lewis Mechanical specializes in both commercial and residential plumbing repairs.
Lewis Mechanical, keeping plumbing humming.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Boy, that brisket pizza just stares right at me. That's what Charlie and I are going to have.
Bring it.
Yes, indeed,
Bring it.
man. They do the different pizzas with the red marinara sauce or the white sauce as well. Pastas, sandwiches. I love the chicken cutlet sandwich. It's great. The salads, like the pasta chop salad, is awesome. And, man, everything from my meatballs, the arancinis, to the shrimp aglio, Brussels sprouts, or the ultra-popular garlic knots. More than just pizza here at Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street. Don't forget Workbox. Workbox Services can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, even 8x40 feet, not just one size. These units can be customized for any use, lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martine Patio and Workbox a call at 343-4886 and WorkboxLLC.com.
To correct myself a little bit, said none of the linemen went as high as number 3 out of Alabama. Marcel Darius was the number 3 pick, so was Will Anderson the number 3 pick. So and so was Quinnen Williams was all the number 3 picks.
There you
so
go. Williams was the one.
They did have some that went up that high. The memory fades.
He had a good night,
bit.
Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, it was like blocking a greased bowling ball. I mean, he just nobody could put you couldn't put a pad on that guy that night. It was
rough.
Not a lot of fun. All right, tomorrow we will be at Rufino's. Get you ready for championship
Full
weekend.
lineup, local lineup. Y'all practice next. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, everyba's back.
Ask Hunt to share Marshall Henderson stories. He loves it.
You think he, Hunt? He spent the 2 days watching movies, right? That's what.
He might be worse than me in movies. It's close.
Yes,
it's close.
He's right there. No, I did see some pictures of him and his son.
Oh, I bet
with
the little guy,
snowman.
man. Oh, yeah.
It was.
Yes,
it was
indeed.
nice. It was cute. Come on over here at Rocca, the happy
1
hour
minute.
from 2 until 6 Tuesday through Friday.
Thanks to Taylor coming in.
Yeah, he made it. He lives closer, I think.
And Jordan, you sure?
Yeah, I think a little bit. Half off all of your house cocktails, all of your draft beer and glasses of wine. It's Tuesday through Friday from 2 until 6. And tomorrow we will be at Rufino's.
Looking to get back to Rufino's, man. Miss Rufino's.
Oh, you've been a while.
I've been a while, man.
Barry the bartender's been missing you. So.
I bet he has.
Thanks to Taylor Sharp for pitching in
seconds.
today. For Jimmy Ott and all of us here at Rocca, I'm Charles Henniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood